Have you ever wondered why many heart surgeons actually warn seniors over 70 not to exercise? You might think doctors would be the first to encourage physical activity at any age, but the reality is a little more complicated. In this video, I'll reveal 5 shocking truths about why many heart specialists are hesitant to recommend exercise to older adults without careful consideration. These are not just scare tactics. Each one is rooted in decades of medical research, patient stories, and real-world experience with seniors just like you. Stay tuned until the end because you'll learn not only what the dangers are, but how you can protect your health, make smarter choices, and enjoy your golden years with confidence and peace of mind. If you or someone in your family is in their 70s, or if you've ever felt confused by mixed messages from your doctors about exercise, you're in the right place. The truth about senior fitness is more nuanced than most people realize, and knowing these 5 hidden dangers can make all the difference for your heart, your body, and your independence. Now let's get started. Truth 1, the hidden risks of sudden intense exercise. One of the first things heart surgeons worry about when a senior decides to begin exercising after 70 is the hidden risk that comes with jumping into intense physical activity too quickly. Most people don't realize just how much their bodies change after decades of living. Even if you feel healthy, your heart, blood vessels, and muscles simply don't respond the way they did in your 40s or 50s. And that's where the danger starts. What feels like a small effort to you can be a big shock to your system. I remember my old friend Walter, a proud man in his early 80s, who decided he wanted to get back in shape after years of being mostly sedentary. He signed up for a group aerobics class at the local gym and threw himself into it with all the enthusiasm he had left. Within minutes, his heart was pounding, he felt dizzy, and he had to sit down. Thankfully, he didn't have a heart attack that day. But not everyone is so lucky. For seniors, the risk of heart rhythm disturbances, dangerously high blood pressure spikes, or even sudden cardiac arrest rises sharply with unaccustomed exertion. Heart surgeons know that older arteries are stiffer and less flexible. The heart muscle may have old scars, silent blockages, or a history of high blood pressure. Exercise, in theory, is good for all of us, but in practice, it has to be tailored carefully to each individual's health. That's why the sudden urge to make up for lost time can be so dangerous after 70. You can't always tell from the outside who has underlying risks. Many people with heart disease feel fine until their bodies are pushed past a certain point. Another problem is that aging muscles and joints are less forgiving. A workout that would barely make you sweat in your 50s might leave you sore, strained, or even injured. Now this leads to a cycle where pain or injury keeps you from being active, which in turn makes you weaker and even more vulnerable. None of this means you shouldn't move your body. It just means you have to be wiser than you were in your youth. Heart surgeons urge seniors to get a thorough checkup, talk with their doctor, and start slow, very slow. Gentle walking, light stretching, and balance exercises are usually a safe place to begin. The key is to let your heart and body adjust at their own pace and to listen to the early warning signs instead of pushing through them. If you or a loved one is thinking about starting exercise after 70, remember this. It's not about being tough or proving a point. It's about protecting the years you have ahead and making sure you can enjoy them with as much strength and independence as possible. Truth 2, the dangers of undiagnosed heart conditions. Another critical reason heart surgeons hesitate to recommend exercise to seniors over 70 is the very real threat posed by undiagnosed heart conditions. The truth is, not every heart problem comes with warning signs. In fact, many seniors live for years with silent coronary artery disease, arrhythmias, or valve issues without any obvious symptoms. It's only when they suddenly ramp up physical activity that these hidden conditions can reveal themselves, and sometimes with devastating consequences. You might be surprised to learn that the first symptom of heart disease in older adults is sometimes a heart attack itself. That's not just a scare story. It's a lesson learned from countless patients who looked and felt fine until a sudden episode changed everything. That's why heart surgeons often urge caution. They know from experience that the aging heart can hide trouble spots, narrowed arteries, weakened valves, or electrical problems until you ask it to work harder than it has in years. Think about how many people in their 70s or 80s have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or a family history of heart disease. Even if you've had regular checkups, certain conditions can develop quietly, and routine visits sometimes miss them. Physical activity, especially if it's more intense than what your body's used to, can trigger chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations, or even fainting. For some, it can be much more serious, leading to dangerous arrhythmias or cardiac arrest. My neighbor Alice, who's now 76, always thought of herself as pretty healthy. She'd walk to the mailbox and tidy up the house, but she never felt the need for anything more strenuous. One spring, she joined her granddaughter for a power walk around the block, only to experience chest discomfort she had never felt before. It turned out that she had significant blockages in her coronary arteries, something she might never have known if not for that sudden burst of exercise. This is why surgeons emphasize the importance of medical screening before starting a new routine. Especially if you've been sedentary or have risk factors, getting an electrocardiogram, a stress test, or other heart checks can make all the difference in uncovering problems early before you put yourself in harm's way. It's not about avoiding exercise forever. It's about making sure your heart is up to the challenge and preventing a preventable crisis. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Truth 3, the hidden risk of falls and injuries. Perhaps one of the most overlooked dangers when seniors over 70 start exercising is the sharply increased risk of falls and related injuries. While moving your body is essential, the reality is that our balance, muscle strength, and bone density change as we age. Even a simple walk in the park or stretching at home can carry more risk than you might imagine if you don't take the right precautions. Many seniors remember being steady on their feet in their younger years and underestimate how much that has changed. But aging affects your muscles, nerves, and even your inner ear, all things that keep you upright and coordinated. For those who have had surgeries, take certain medications, or have arthritis, the risk is even greater. You might be surprised how quickly an uneven sidewalk, a slippery floor, or even a new exercise machine can lead to a trip or tumble. The consequences can be serious. A simple fall might result in a broken wrist or hip, a head injury, or a long hospital stay. Once a senior is injured, it's much harder to recover, sometimes leading to permanent loss of mobility or independence. Heart surgeons have seen countless patients who were doing their best to stay active, but ended up sidelined for months, sometimes losing ground they never regain. I think of my friend Sam, who was always a strong and confident man well into his late 70s. One day, he decided to join a neighborhood fitness group to keep up with his friends. During a warm-up routine, he lost his balance and fell, breaking his hip. What followed was a long journey through surgery, rehabilitation, and learning to walk again. A tough ordeal that shook his confidence and independence. The impact of a fall goes far beyond the physical. It can also affect your sense of self, your willingness to try new things, and your connection with others. That's why heart surgeons urge seniors to take a slow, thoughtful approach. Begin with exercises that build balance and flexibility, such as gentle yoga or simple stretching routines. Use supportive shoes, clear the clutter at home, and consider exercising with a partner or group for added safety. Check with your doctor or a physical therapist to design a routine that matches your abilities and minimizes your risks. By focusing on gradual progress and safety, you can still reap the benefits of movement without putting yourself in harm's way. Truth 4, the strain on joints and connective tissue. A fourth truth that heart surgeons want every senior to know is how easily exercise can strain aging joints, ligaments, and tendons, often in ways you might not expect. After 70, your body has put in decades of hard work, and all those years can leave your joints a little creaky, your cartilage thinner, and your connective tissues less flexible. Even gentle activity, if done incorrectly or too aggressively, can cause aches, swelling, or long-lasting injuries that make movement much harder in the future. Many folks imagine that if they were active in their 40s or 50s, their bodies will bounce back just as quickly. But the reality is that aging changes how the body responds to stress. Repetitive movements, sudden twisting, or high-impact activities like jogging or jumping can put too much pressure on hips, knees, shoulders, and ankles. Over time, these small stresses can lead to big problems like tendinitis, bursitis, or joint degeneration. The effects might sneak up slowly, showing as soreness or stiffness that lingers longer than it used to. My friend Helen, who's 79, loved to garden and stay active. When she decided to try a senior aerobics class, she found the jumping and squatting left her with knee pain that wouldn't go away. A quick doctor visit confirmed inflammation in her joints, and she had to take weeks off to recover. Instead of feeling energized, she found herself frustrated and worried she might never get back to her favorite activities. That's why heart surgeons are careful when talking to seniors about exercise. They've seen too many well-intentioned people end up with sprains, strains, or even joint replacements that might have been avoided with the right approach. It's not about avoiding movement. It's about understanding what your body can safely handle now and not comparing yourself to how you were years ago. For seniors, the safest exercises are often low impact. Walking on level ground, swimming, or using a stationary bike. Simple strength training with light weights and resistance bands can keep muscles and joints strong without overloading them. Warming up thoroughly, cooling down after activity, and listening to your body are all essential steps. If you notice persistent pain, swelling, or reduced mobility, don't push through it. Talk to your doctor or physical therapist for guidance. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Truth 5, the mental and emotional toll of overexertion. The fifth and often overlooked reason many heart surgeons are cautious about recommending exercise to seniors over 70 is the mental and emotional strain that can come from doing too much too soon. Exercise is celebrated for its ability to lift your spirits and boost your mood, but the flip side is rarely talked about. When you push yourself too hard, face setbacks, or compare your abilities to younger days, it can lead to disappointment, anxiety, or even depression. It's all too easy to see stories of seniors running marathons or lifting weights on television and feel like you're not doing enough. But every person's journey is different. After 70, setting unrealistic goals or trying to meet someone else's standard can do more harm than good. If you set out with enthusiasm only to find your body can't keep up, you might end up feeling discouraged or even embarrassed. This emotional dip can make you less likely to try again, leading to a cycle of avoidance and self-doubt. I once knew a gentleman named Frank, who had always prided himself on his athleticism. After his 75th birthday, he decided to take up tennis again, hoping to relive his glory days. When he found himself winded and sore after just a few minutes, he felt embarrassed in front of his friends. Instead of adjusting his expectations, he tried to push through, only to end up frustrated and angry with himself. The setback left him withdrawn and hesitant to be active again for months. The mental hurdles can be as real and challenging as the physical ones. Feeling left behind, isolated, or not what you used to be can affect your confidence, your relationships, and even your willingness to take care of yourself. That's why surgeons recommend setting realistic, individualized goals and celebrating small wins rather than aiming for dramatic changes. It's about progress, not perfection. Working with a doctor or physical therapist can help you find activities that match your current abilities and bring you a sense of accomplishment and joy. Staying connected to a community, whether through exercise groups, walking clubs, or even online support, can help ease the emotional load and remind you that you're not alone. Encouragement from others and from yourself goes a long way in building lasting habits and protecting both your heart and your spirit as you age. Final thoughts. As we wrap up, take a moment to think about what these 5 truths mean for you or someone you care about. Exercise can be a powerful tool for living longer, staying independent, and feeling great, but only when it's approached with wisdom, patience, and respect for your body's changes over time. The goal isn't to avoid movement, but to move with purpose and safety. Your heart, your joints, your mind, and your spirit all matter. Listen to what your body's telling you. Seek expert advice and celebrate every step you take toward better health, no matter how small. Aging is a privilege, not a punishment. Each decade brings new challenges and opportunities for growth. The most important lesson is that your worth is not measured by your speed, your strength, or your endurance, but by your willingness to care for yourself with kindness and courage. If you stay mindful, start slow, and build your strength gradually, you'll enjoy the benefits of exercise while protecting yourself from harm. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.